Though it's been said a bard's life can often be a hard life, or hill and dale to rove and always move from town to town. And some folk have inquired if ever we grow tired of ranging all around the world and never settling down.
But one should be a little wary of remaining stationary, 'cause comfortable is lovely, but it's not the way we grow. When life starts to unravel, pick up your pack and travel. You'll find a strange serenity in places you don't know. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-rat-terry-o-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. You've got no map for showing which direction you are going.
But why start on a journey if you know where it will end?
And once you recognize,
to anticipate surprise, you'll relish every twist and turn that lies around the bend. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-da-terry-o-dee-da-dee-da-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. The world has got its demons. There are many reasons why you'd find it harder to be brave than be afraid. But every life could use some danger. Every friend was once a stranger. Ships are safe in harbor, but that's not why ships are made. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-da-terry-o-dee, da-dee, a fwit-da-dee-da-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Ya-da-da-da-da-lie-da-lie. Adventures waiting further down the road. Let's go! Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Ya-da-da-da-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-da-da-lie-da-lie.
Hi guys, and welcome to Mad Labs. I can't believe I'm doing this on a weeknight and without any authorization whatsoever. No one could stop me. That's right. I went crazy and I said I have no idea what's going on. And I'm here and I'm doing this. Yes. Soft Automanchinu is my witness. I will always craft again.
Somewhat related. That ukulele intro is so horrible, and I know, without knowing for a fact, I know for a fact that you made that yourself and played.
I did not. Well, I made the little video thing, but that was not me on the ukulele. Believe it or not, I wrote a whole ukulele song with lyrics and everything for the opening of the show, and I failed miserably. I actually tried to record it, and it sounded like I was recording for $10, and it wasn't as aesthetic as you might think it would have been.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, but the point is, I am convinced that whatever you wrote was just adorable because I assumed that was you. Because you rock that hard. So there you go.
Absolutely just as adorable, I assure you. I didn't have any kind of really good audio equipment to record in the very short period of time that I had to make that. Yeah, that was all Canva, Canva. If you're not familiar with that graphic software, it's pretty cool. The other cool thing I'm trying out tonight is I have my camera. Are you serious? Did it just stop just then? My camera is supposed to be following me around because I have like so many different directions in my studio. Hey guys, what's this over here? Allow me to show you this thing over here. Hi. And then we can go back over here. Look at this hands-free. I'm not touching anything. I'm not touching anything. And I'm not using my regular fancy camera. I'm using my cell phone tonight, which now that I'm thinking about it, I really literally could have just put my fancy camera in this gimbal thing like a moron, and it would have been a much better, although it is a new phone, so I wanted to try it out. So, but since I'm using my phone, I have my comments down. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are we doing here? Come on. I'm sorry. I'm having a conversation with my gimbal. Not a euphemism. Hey, Johnny-O, and just some guy, and Cyber Manju, and Carrot Chapel. It was the usual mischief makers here.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's 1188. I am not as familiar with you, Mr. Smiles. 1180. Are you familiar? Are you new to the stream? Smiles. Yay! Yeah. So, just a couple of little things of what I am working on, and I am sad that I don't get to do the daytime craft show. I tune in to Cubby and Shoshi, and I love it, and they are adorable. I tune in, but like for like chunks, I'm off doing other stuff that I'm obligated, or I'm chatting with somebody at work or whatever. But it is what it is, you know. So, but this week, what they did was they had some really nice music, some really mellow music playing in the background, while we could just watch Shoshi build the front of a car out of cardboard and Cubby making boxes. It was adorable.
That's great. And I missed this week's episode, so I have to go watch that now.
It was just mellow. Yeah, and like exactly. Hey, Quark Kevin, the music was dope. The music was dope. I actually pulled out my phone and was like, okay, hey, Pandora, can you tell me what this is? It was just one of those open source audios, like what I use for the intro to my little crafting video show here. Would you like to see this thing that I may or may not be able to work on tonight?
Yes, please.
As promised, I went out yesterday and I foraged for rocks that shall become potatoes. I spray painted these today, but the humidity was pretty high today. I don't know. I don't think I can get them painted. Right? Are we looking like, I mean, this is just like the base coat for a potato. And I'm going to do glazing. And it kind of cracks me up because I was, spent years, painting sets in theaters. So like I would make wood look like marble or, paint a backdrop or whatever. Paulo actually used to do the same thing with me. But now I'm taking a rock and making it look like a potato. And I'm absolutely going to be tapping in on every single one of those mad faux finishing scene painting skills. And then at the end of this, we have four potatoes here. 4 potatoes that we're going to send out as a prize, a very special prize. So, Christy, you Satam, do you have the contest already queued up?
I have the date. Hang on, let me make sure I have. I believe that it is Monday, the 22nd of May, that we're going to have the contest up on Patreon.
Patreon. Yeah.
Patreon exclusive for this particular prize, which if you're on Patreon, which I think a lot of people, a lot of you guys in the comments are right now, it's, oh my gosh, did you see the elf ears? Is that what you're looking at?
Yes, you did. And I want to talk about that because we make elf ears. Okay, I told you we were going to talk about goblins, but finish your thing and I'm going to talk about goblins.
No. So yeah, I actually don't have the prompt for the contest just yet. I don't know if I'm asked a trivia question, do another photo caption, whatever it is. I don't have that yet, but I do know it is the 8:30 a.m. on the 22nd. It's going up and it will close the next morning, the next Monday morning at 8:30. So
it's like a whole week long?
It's a whole week long. So there will be specifics in there, but things like the photo contests will let you do for like a whole week. You might think of something better a couple days later, whatever. But they are open for a whole week. You get the opportunity to win a prize, and the prizes are always awesome. Like, I'm not just saying that because I'm biased. I'm saying that because like I want the things that you guys are winning, and I'm getting jealous.
I know the book was great, and those earrings were awesome. And okay, so Zelani, let's talk about this. Yes, I hear you as a professional faux finisher. Step 1 is very easy. But I had to do it in such a way to make it indecipherable from an actual marble thing that is next to it. Like a lot of times people would bring me in to repair a broken fireplace mantle, and I had to make it look like a specific kind of marble. Okay, now this is this is serpentine marble, this is Venetian marble, this is whatever kind of marble. And I had to like color match it. Oh my God, it was such a pain in the ass. But I loved it. I really did love it. Well, let's talk about the
Oh, I'm sorry. We were going to talk about
I've been playing.
I think that it is very funny, especially because Kara gave the best response.
Yes, it is objectively funny. I've run it through the processor. It is funny.
But yeah, I want to hear the Elfier story.
Okay, so it's all about goblins. So this weekend is the Not Spoutwood Faerie Festival. For folks who are East Coast and who follow fairy festivals, yes, that is correct. Thank you, JSG. Just some guy. You understand. This weekend is so Spoutwood was the fairy grandmother of all fairy festivals. It was one of the bigger ones in the country, and it got too big for its britches. And the tiny little town that had maybe a stop sign in rural Pennsylvania was done with the good people who produce the fairy festival, and we're like, nope, shut it down, no more permits, because the traffic damage, it was huge. It was a huge festival. They shut it down. And so Spoutwood happened on the Spoutwood farm. The people who lived on the farm are fairy aficionados or whatever. So they are moving the event to Rocky Point, I think it is, in Maryland. It's outside of Baltimore. It's a pretty cool little area. I haven't been yet. Last year was the first year that they rebooted it. And I used to run the Goblin Embassy at fairy festivals across the country. Now, the Goblin Embassy was like a midway for fairies, I guess you could say. Hey, Evermore, welcome. You were saying you were going to be late. I'm glad you made it. So the Goblin Embassy, we had games called the Goblin Knockdown, which was like, the circus punk games where you throw the beanbag or ball and it knocks a little beanbag dude down, right? Well, I had commissioned an artist to make original artwork of goblins that are modeled after all the goblins that we have in the embassy. It was me, Wedgie Two Cheeks. By the way, my goblin name was Wedgie Two Cheeks. And my partner is Azog, the goblin, which was way before the Lord of the Rings movie. And then we had Schnizzle and Schnozzle. We had Clamwell, who was our very own Carmel Clavin.
Nice.
Our Metatron. She played Clamwell because she clammed very well. And then in the later years, we had Mudge, who grew up at fairy festivals. So when I retired from performing, I put out a call. Was like, does anyone want to take over the Goblin Embassy? And Mudge stepped up. Nicole stepped up. And so she is running the Goblin Embassy at Maryland, which is just great. And I'm tickled to pink that she's doing that. And so I've given her a bunch of like the Goblin games, some of the other little things that we had. We had the complimentary Goblin makeover, which was just basically a big pot of green paint, and you would come up and we would use a big brush and paint you green.
Awesome.
And then it's amazing how many people thought I was like a proper face painting booth. And we have like, it was a big thing of Snazaroo. It was like they make them in like the really big jars. And
oh no.
And we had a big pot of water and a single brush, and we would just dip the brush in there. And we would do things like draw butts. We would call a heart a butt because that's technically what a heart originally was.
It really is.
It was originally supposed to be a butt. And because if you ever cut open a person, hearts don't look like that, do they?
I hope that this is making you laugh hysterically, Eva, because you're in the store right now, and we're like the ASMR in your ear, but we're like the evil ASMR that are trying to get you to behave poorly in public. So continue.
This is how we do. And then let's see, what else do we have? We had the gift shop. I also used put up a lot of my oddities, and we set up the National Goblin Museum of Unnatural History somewhere around here in this space. I actually have the sign for the Goblin Museum of Unnatural History. I'm going to see if I can find it. It's over here, I think. But yeah. Oh, yeah, there it is. Like right freaking there. So it was a museum of oddities. This is the sign.
That's awesome. That is fantastic. Or official. It's official.
Does it say Bonafide? Yep, it says Bonafide. Museum of Natural Goblin History. And the booth was just like a little booth thing and had a little curtain. And then we would had like a little, oh, here it is. We had a little megaphone. The batteries are probably long dead. Chuck. Wait. Attention! The museum tour. And by the way, the space is like a 10 by 10 space. It's a big tent. And we have the games over here at the front of the tent. We had the complimentary Goblin makeover over here. We had the gift shop. And then in the back corner, we had the museum, the official bona fide Museum of Goblin Natural History. And we would stand next to it with this little tiny megaphone. We were like, attention everyone, The museum will be opening in 10 minutes. Attention, everyone. The museum will be opening in 17 minutes. Attention, everyone. The museum opened 5 minutes ago. Attention. And then we would queue everyone up. And we would make a big thing, get everyone queued up around this little museum thing that we had. And then we would make this big production about opening these little tiny curtains. Behold the Museum of Unnatural Wonders. And it was just a bunch of stuff. It was like a piece of ceramic. You know, it was a...
This shop is like the definition of commit to the bit, and I love every bit of it. Like, I wish I was there. It's so good.
And so I don't know what Nicole has brought to the Goblin Embassy Museum, but she's going to do her own take on it. I had a bunch of stuff because I'm actually an oddities collector. And so, like, I actually have stuff. And, like, I could theoretically take you on a little tour and show you wonders, things that you can never unsee here in Mablandia. The wonder tour of all of the oddities. Let's see here. And then it would be things like, so here we would have, vicious kitten in a jar. So vicious. Danger. We keep the kitty in a jar so that it would not hurt anybody. And then over here, look at this. This is the horn that started the great fart wars of the Goblin confusion. Of he who smelt dealt it. Yes, that we decided who dealt it. And then you know, so like all kinds of stuff. Oh, and here's like little things that the people would give me as Wedgie. This little, it was a little goblin fairy baby. Because, see, here's the thing about Wedgie Two Cheeks. Wedgie is a goblin that wanted to be a fairy. And she was trans-fae. And I said this for 12, 13, 14 years now. That's when I first started doing Wedgie. So somebody painted this amazing portrait of Wedgie.
That's beautiful. Like, genuinely 100%.
It's
amazing.
Like genuinely oil painted, classiest book. And over there is another watercolor that someone did of Wedgie. Like,
that's awesome.
There are kids at these fairy festivals that grew up with, like, the mothers would come up to Wedgie. I'm a goblin. I have a big nose. I literally smell bad, not because I made myself stink, but because it's a fairy festival and we're hot and freaking sweaty. Dear God, I smell so stinky. Because you don't do a lot of these fairy festivals are 3-day events. You can't do laundry between days.
No.
Yeah.
No, and yeah, not to burst anyone's bubble, but Renaissance fairs too. Listen, I know you're gonna hug Queen Elizabeth, and she does actually smell nice, but that's because she has 2 dresses. Because you don't do laundry, and other than her, everybody else is wearing the same outfit as yesterday. So
yeah,
just behind the scenes fun, everybody. Go on. I'm sorry.
Look at this guy. This one's one of my favorites. This is my Ratapillar.
Oh my gosh. I didn't see that it was like long rat until you zoomed in.
It's a
very rat.
It's a long rat. It's a Ratapillar. I'm trying to like look at the phone backwards, but yeah. And
kind of
this,
like that the Pokemon that's like Rattata, and then like when it like becomes the next like form, it's like Rattata, and that's like its final form, Rattata. That was a dumb joke.
now, if you've seen this book ever,
Oh my God, I've heard of this. Oh, it's so funny.
But here, I don't have the page marked, but I'm going to try and find it one-handed, so bear with me. So I found this rat. I have a friend who is a oddities collector and seller, and he makes stuff like that mushroom dude. And he makes stuff like these sock thieves down there, and that little sad guy back there. He makes a bunch of cool stuff, mostly out of like Fimo and Sculpey. But somebody traded him this beautiful ratipede for some of his stuff. And then I wanted to buy it from him so bad. And he's like, I can't sell it. Because it was clearly the most cool thing in the world. And then, like maybe 3 or 4 months later, his wife gets pregnant. And he's like, I got to sell it. I got to sell everything. I got, new baby coming. We got to sell everything. And he puts it up on the internet. And I am so lucky that I saw it first. Anyway, I scooped it up. I picked it up from him the next time I was down in Knoxville. But then years later, I'm talking to James Taylor, who's an American Sideshow historian. And he gives me this book because he knows I like rat and bad taxidermy. And I was talking to Ansa at one of the craft shows, and I was thumbing through, and there he is.
Oh my God.
Literally, I had this book for years before I realized I actually own one of the pieces in this thing. So, yeah, that happened.
Like knowing a celebrity.
Yes, exactly. Other people are envious of my little regular. Yes, exactly. Oh my God. Yeah. All right, I don't know if you guys can see this. It's not really easy to see, but I actually have a Faerie hallway because I am an adult and I own this house. And that means I can make it look like whatever I want.
This is what the American dream looks like, and this is what it should look like. 100%. Yeah. That is so cool. Wait, do you have lights on the top too? I can't see.
Yeah, but they're really old. And
they look awesome.
Are super faded, and I've got new lights to replace them. But here's the thing. I'm not tall enough. I'm almost tall enough. But Magnus is a mother flipping giant. And he just goes like, oh, it's so hard. I can't reach. Oh. But he won't do it. He's got other things that he's been spending priority on. Okay, I'm back in my studio. So we were talking Goblin stuff. Oh, yes. Okay, so speaking of Haunted Mansion, I have never been to Disney. Ever. And my partner has been, and his favorite ride is Haunted Mansion.
As it should be.
And so he's turning 60 this year, and we decided we're going to go to Disney for his birthday. And I will get to see the Haunted Mansion and totally decorate my house. Here's another fun fact. Yeah. Here's another fun fact about the Haunted Mansion that I just learned is the Haunted Mansion is the largest example of an illusion called Pepper's Ghost. Are you familiar with that illusion? That is where that's the illusion that makes the ghosts look like they're floating. And the thing about it is for it to work in the Haunted Mansion, it has to be one continuous piece of glass. And it is the largest piece of glass, something.
Yeah.
And there,
I think in I want to say like in the whole state or in the whole country, it is something like that. 100%, because it's the entire room. You'll see it when you actually see it in person. You're gonna marvel. Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yep. It gets that in depth.
Wow.
Don't do it.
Wow. And then, well, here's the other thing. Somebody got drunk or whatever and shot a 9mm gun in the ride. And one of those little 9mm bullets went through this giant piece of glass. Now, Disney, I heard this all from the sideshow perspective of like, magic and illusions and stuff, because Pepper's Ghost is a very common illusion that you'll see in the sideshow. But Disney has a backup piece of glass. They have another piece of glass. But here's the one thing. They literally have to take the roof off the building to replace that piece of glass. And there's a little hole where some guy got a little drunk and was like, bang, bang, Florida. They fixed it with a spider, a little plastic spider they put on there to make it look like a spider web. Was the Disneyland one? Is there a magic, is there a Pepper's Ghost at Disneyland?
I believe that, so the Disneyland and Disney World ones are almost identical. And I believe there's also Pepper's Ghost illusions at the one in Disneyland Paris, which is called Phantom Manor. I don't know about the ones in Asia. I don't know about the Tokyo, Shanghai, or Hong Kong ones, but I know for a fact Disneyland also has the same scene.
Oh,
mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. I thought the only place in the world that I could see the Haunted Mansion was in Florida. You mean to tell me I don't have to go to Florida to see this?
To see the one with the spider on it, you have to go to Florida.
but just some guys from Tennessee saying it's in the one in Disneyland, not Disney World.
Was it really?
Yeah.
I've never actually seen the spider because I think it's way too dark in there. But interesting, maybe it is the Disneyland. Yeah, I trust you on this one because I've never actually seen it.
Yeah.
Okay. And Quad Kevin, that's not a hot take. It's a 50-50 split. Yeah. There's a couple. Also, one of the rides you should go on, even though you're going to laugh at me for telling you this, in the Winnie the Pooh ride, they have a Pepper's Ghost.
Oh, really?
Yes, they do. Somewhere like on Tumblr circa like 2013, you understand when I say like Pooh dissociates. That like little video clip or GIF that like people would share on Tumblr of Pooh just like dissociating out of his body. Which who knows why they designed it. This ride is so trippy, it's ridiculous. But that's also a Pepper's Ghost illusion, but it's a little tiny one. It's a little one. Oh, 100%. We're just we're just switch into a Disney conversation.
Carousel of Progress, is that Epcot Center?
That is at Magic Kingdom. That is in Tomorrowland.
Well, Evelyn, I am 51 or 2 or whatever, and I haven't been. So, yeah, it is a mark of shame.
It's not. Let me plan your Disney trips. It's free. Send me a message.
Then hell to the yeah. There it is. This is what I'm looking for.
Guys, all right, we're gonna do a Ren Adventures Disney tour. I literally work. This is my job, guys. So like, please. What?
What?
Is that what? What?
What?
Is that a fart?
I said dart gun. I painted it up for Wedgie.
That's amazing.
But this is my box of Goblin accessories. And so we got a bunch. We had a big bag of fake space ears from a costume shop that was going out of business. And so we pierced them and made like jewelry out of them.
That's awesome.
So, like, for goblins and orcs and stuff. And but here's the thing, Wedgie is Wedgie's slogan is "Fairies are friends, not food," and she's part of the um, uh, Goblin rehabilitation sort of organization. She's like an ambassador from the Goblonia and goblins and Goblonia and Goblinton. That was her little town's name is Goblinton. I don't look a day over 30. Wow, I'm just thank you. I'll take that.
You really don't. When I learned, I think last year, that like you weren't like in your early 30s, I like freaked out. I don't know if you remember that. So I was like, it was your birthday. You had like birthday on live or something, and I was like, wait.
I'm trying to find the other ears. The wing ears also out of leather. We took scrap leather, like tanned regular natural leather, and soaked it in water and shaped it to little ears. And I'm trying to find them for you guys to show you how easy it is to make elf ears. So we're getting like guff from the kids, and when we go, fairies are friends, not food. And they go, well, what about those ears on your belt? Because we'll have them tied to our belt. We're like, oh no, it's okay. These are free range, microbiotic, organic, vegan ear substitutes.
Tofiers.
Tofiers. Tofiers.
Ear curd. Oh.
That's so gross. Behind me is I don't. All right, I'm gonna let you guys ask or decide. Behind me is my costume closet. I haven't cleaned it in a very long time. Would you like to see it? It's up to you, totally.
I mean, I don't know. You guys in the comments say yes or no, but I'm going with rousing yes. So I don't. Kara says yes. So we.
You want to see? Not soy ears are made from corn. That is awesome. That is awesome. All right, I'm going to have to hide the comments. All right, so there's kind of the view from the door. This thing is huge, and let me see if I can get in here at all. So here is Mab's costume closet of many hats, headpieces, horns, fancy clothes, goblin clothes, fishnet clothes, metallic scarves. Do you want goblin masks? I got 20. You like the Little Mermaid. I want to be where the goblins are. I want to see them schnozzing. Oh, and
okay,
wait.
Has to happen. That parody does actually have to happen now.
Actually, okay, so Wendy does do a parody of I want to be where the fairies are. I want to see them dancing, flying around the nose. What do you call them? No, the things on their backs. No, they go like this. And I try to get all the kids to say wings, and they have to say it 3 times before I finally go, oh yeah, wait, no, I got it. Wings. Up where they soar, up where they fly. I want way up high in the sky. When did I be part of that world? Oh, broken umbrella. Why do I have a broken umbrella?
Is that the no? Was it Kira Tinto's umbrella? You like walked into a little hedge and came out as Kira. Was that one?
I didn't. Oh yeah, no, that's not that same umbrella. That was an actual umbrella. I'm trying to get back to where I can sing for you. I'm Skexy and I know it.
Yes, that is one of my few actual images I can do, and it's such a bizarre thing. but I can make the Skeksis sound, and I do it at very uncomfortable intervals among people I don't know very well to gauge how weird I can be around them. Just, yes.
And I don't know why it took me literally this long to fucking notice this. You see this?
Yeah.
This was the shelf that used to go that way and now is this way.
Oh, it rebelled.
Oh, I have no idea when it did that. Whoops. All right, that concludes the tour of the disaster area that is my costume closet. Thank you for participating. Also, wait, one last thing. Look at all these gnome hats. Mama got gnome hats.
Yeah.
Yep. So that happened. I shouldn't be allowed. Why don't I just use a regular fucking camera? This is why I moved to my cell phone, I think. You know, I'm actually supposed to be working. You know what I'm working on tonight?
What are you working on? I'm actually excited because I don't know what the craft is.
Well, it was originally, when I scheduled this, going to be painting potatoes.
Right, because...
yeah, but they are not dry. They're still a little bit tacky. And if I paint them now, they will crack and not look like potatoes. Sadness and lamentation. Totally selfish. Oh my God, you guys. So now I have decided today I am going to make some, I've got a couple of things here. This is, I'm going to make decals that we can sell at the Goblin Embassy. And I don't know how much. I already cut them all out. Now I need to do the fun part that is known as weeding. Oh, this is weeding way better. I'm trying out a new type of vinyl too. Because they didn't have good fun colors in the other vinyl that I often use. Uh-oh, I've made a huge mistake. We're cool. It's fine. Everything's fine here. I love your 3D printed stuff, just some guy. I really do. Some of my favorite props. Did you see how your 3D printed like little puzzle box, the egg one, has been featured prominently multiple times in our show? I know I haven't seen you on a Tuesday night in a while, but
wait, I didn't realize Just Some Guy was the one that made that thing. That thing is awesome.
Yeah, I love that thing. Oh, fudge. All right, I'm learning a thing here. We're cool. It's cool. Yeah, right? That's my Star Wars reference for the day. Although we do always do Star Wars references on our show, don't we?
I was just gonna say, like, it's just a normal day in most of the circles that I tend to spend time in, including the Nat 21 solo friends. It's like, may the 4th be with you, and yesterday and tomorrow, and every time we have conversations. Although I was watching Book of Boba Fett today, catching up because I had honor the day. To have it on while I was doing stuff.
I just finished watching Mandalorian.
Okay, I took that little break to watch Book of Boba Fett before I start up Mandalorian again. However, no spoilers, but I heard it's still very good, and I can't wait to see Jack Black. So, I said almost slightly ironically, but I actually do kind of want to see what all the fuss is about because I love Jack Black. Let's go. Let's do it.
I do too. Everything he does is gold. And anybody, so Magnus watches the show as it happens.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I don't know how you can do that. I would go nuts. Like, oh, I have to wait a whole goddamn week for the next episode. And he goes, no, it's not so bad because I watch every bit of extra content that he can find on YouTube.
Okay, that's kind of fun.
And and then he comes back and he's like, yeah, people are real upset about this week's episode. Oh, people have a lot of things to say about this week's episode. And I'm like, they're all little whiny bitches. Whiny bitches.
I mean, I understand the instance of like Jack Black is going to be Jack Black no matter where you put him, but I believe Jack Black just lives on Tatooine. You could tell me that. I'd believe you. But also, he was born to be Bowser. So, like, he just belongs everywhere, and I'm okay with it.
So I was a little slow. Took me a while to get there, but I did watch the entire video of the Peaches song.
It's so good. It's my favorite movie of the entire year so far.
Did they modulate his voice on that song? Do you think? Maybe a little bit.
They may have, but I also believe that he could just do all of that.
See, I don't know. Not 100% like, oh yeah, they totally. I was like, did they? All right, so here we go. This is the logo for the Goblin Embassy. I think it's got the nose. The nose is important. The goblins in my headcanon all have really long ass noses. Long noses. In fact, that's mandatory if you are playing the part of a goblin.
It took me a while.
I don't get it.
No May. He doesn't have any rice in his house either because Uncle Ben is gone.
Ouch.
Ouch, dude.
Too soon.
But anyway, I'm sorry. I derailed that with a comment.
I want to show you guys something else I made. Can I show you something else I made?
Go for it.
Not goblin related. The other thing I'm getting ready for is Abs Fest, which is at the end of May. And I had worked on a thing, and now I spent some time designing it, and I'm really proud of this one. Here it is.
Oh my gosh.
Mr. Bun. I did the artwork for it. I drew my jackalope there. He's got little red eyes. And then I used my sublimation printer, and then I printed it. This side's a little blurry, but not too bad, right? That's still doable, right? 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 I need validation.
No, it looks fine where I'm probably up close. You can see it, but not.
Yeah. Okay. We're cool. And then I can make mugs. I made mugs. Mugs.
Oh, she's mugging with that mug.
I'm mugging with a mug. And then, oh yeah, I was going to show you. So I've been trying to do fans. Okay. So I have these fans, and they're synthetic material. Like, it's like a little poly thing. And I can print a sublimated printer and do the thing. And it's just, the problem is the heat that's required. Do you see how that's like burned down there?
Kind of gets yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So this one's too light and too blurry because I wasn't pressing down. Like, I don't know if you can.
Okay. Yeah. Because
it's too light, and this one's much clearer. But like, because I was pressing down so hard, I burned it. So I don't know. I keep wanting to do this. Thank you, Proxima. Thank you for my validation. So I don't know. Oh, this is nice, actually. Whew. So what I ended up doing for the Goblin Embassy is I got green fans. Did I show you guys this yet?
I haven't seen it on this stream. We may have done it last time, but not this one.
I mailed them all. So I don't have any that I haven't made yet. So I've already mailed them to Nicole. The shape of blades. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Might be able to do. Yeah, I have like a bunch of them that I can keep trying with. But oh, I forgot to turn on the rotating camera function. Thank you very much. So what I ended up doing is I'm back. Hi guys, thanks for waiting. I have these green bands, right? And then I put a Goblin Embassy decal on top of it. These are removable. They're not as like intensely sticky as a regular decal, right? So it's the low. This one's got a crack on it. I do not want that one. Does that one have a crack on it too? That's cracked too. And when you buy these fans in bulk, of course, they're going to be, not everyone's going to be great. So.
Yeah.
But I've got 20 of them already sent off to the Goblin Embassy. That's going to be this weekend at Not Spout Wood. All right. So I take the fan. Yeah, I'm sure I'm supposed to call it something else, but it's.
No, I like it. It's memorable.
So one thing we do as goblins is, so we have the embassy, and I also do strolling entertainment where I'm walking around and, and I'm talking to people about stuff, and I'm like, welcome to the Goblin Festival. And the kids are like, it's the Faerie Festival. And I'm like, it's the Goblin Festival. It's the Faerie Festival. Okay, we'll say 1, 2, 3. It's the Goblin Festival. And it gets violent. They get violent.
They do. Especially the girls dressed as princesses. They can pack a punch, man.
Oh my god. Actually, believe it or not, and it surprises me every time, kids love Wedgie. They love the fart jokes. They love the booger jokes. She's got like a pet cockroach that she's trying to do tricks, but it's the cockroach's name is Fluffy. Fluffy gives great hugs. It's true. It's actually very comforting. Part.
Wait a minute. I think this is what is it? Sekiro. I think this is Sekiro's time because that just got activated, and the first thing that Sekiro sees or does is haha fart. And I will welcome you to Now 21. This is exactly the introduction that you deserve, because this is the best part of anything that we have done so far on this channel.
Fart.
But yes, I can imagine kids are gonna love, because the fairies are like cute and pretty, and they're just like tee bubbles, and then you're just like, I got a cockroach. Like, of course the kids are gonna migrate to the boogers and cockroaches. I know I would.
That's the point of Wedgie. There's so much that went into Wedgie. Wedgie was originally created as the original. Just some guy. You're gonna have to message me either on Discord or something to tell me more details about that. But so Wedgie was originally created. We were going to a fairy festival, the Maryland Fairy Festival, in fact, which is now defunct. And I didn't want to dress up as fairies. The original Wedgie, we used to do battle gaming, like LARPing, with boffer weapons. And I don't know if people here have heard of Darkon. No, it was Dagger Hair. It was Dagger Hair. And we would show up at Thanksgiving as all the old timers as the Goblin or the Orcish Horde. And if you were 6 feet and up, you were an orc. If you were under 6 feet, you were a goblin. And goblins had big noses. Orcs had like the pig noses. And we all had to be green, like mandatory green. And so I made a bunch of masks for my cohorts, and which is why I have a bunch of goblin masks. And I had a bow and arrow, and we go in it. So it was that. So we had this, and I was talking to Magnus, and we were like, well, let's go to the fairy festival. Let's be goblins. And so we went there, but we wanted to not be assholes at the fairy festival. Sometimes you'll see people go to these festivals and they have this whole game that they do in their head, and they like are playing this little game, and they are making a point of making other people uncomfortable, right? Like, I'm evil at this festival, and so I am going to ruin your merchant display, but that's what my character would do, right? We did not.
No. It's this is really similar. What you're describing is they finally have an outlet for it, where like there are evenings you can go in and be like part of the Death Eaters. But back when Wizarding World was young and fresh and brand new down in Florida, people would come dressed in costume, because you could do that, and a lot of people would come dressed as Death Eaters from Harry Potter, and they were there to have fun, but they didn't quite understand like the implications of walking like that. And I don't think a lot of people did it on purpose. They were so into their character that like it was so hard to figure out how to interact with them, especially like if you like and like you wanted to give them some. So now they have like these evening, if anyone ever wants to go to them, they're really fun. These like evening special events where you can go, and the break a little of the magic. The performers who by day are playing like the Hogwarts students or like Beauxbatons or something will be Death Eaters at night, and then you can go and like be evil with them and run around. It's awesome. But like it's that same impulse to do something different and have fun with it without like ruining other people's time or ruining the time of the performers trying to like bring some kind of. I'm with you. I've been there. I got you. I understand completely.
So what we ended up doing was strapping fairy wings to the back of our goblin costume.
Oh, sweet. That's awesome.
And we were like, I want to be fairy. So we came to this fairy festival to learn about fairy culture.
Aww.
And we started saying things like trans fae. And there was a young elf who came up to us and reached out and thanked us for making it accessible to people, because she wanted to grow up to be a full-breasted elf when she grew up. And she was not that at the time. She was not in a place where she could be that. And I realized how being the thing, but not exactly the thing, makes things so much more accessible for people to understand.
That's the power of good storytelling too, which is exactly what you're doing as these characters at these festivals. It's about the story you're telling and the message you're sharing, or maybe not what you intended, but what people can take away from it. It's why we do the stuff that we do. It's to tell whatever story it is that's important to us to everybody, because it becomes accessible, for sure.
Exactly. Oh, so Wedgie is so accessible for kids and adults. You know, it made the adults were like, haha, goblin that wants to be a fairy. You can't be a fairy. And then the kids are like, oh, let me help you become a fairy. Let me teach you how to become a fairy. And one time, and I'll never forget this, this is one of my favorite stories, is there was a kid that's like, you can't be a fairy. Like, hand on her hip, attitude, head shaking, everything. Like, you can't be a fairy. And I go, well, why not? And she goes, well, you have to go to the magic castle. Like, duh.
Obviously, you're missing a step in this. Come on, she wanted help.
And then I go, well, how do I get to the magic castle? And then by the end of it, she was helping me get to the magic castle to get my official win. Like where first she was like heels dug in, and then all of a sudden she's like the ambassador for Trans Fae, and it was amazing.
Oh my gosh, I want to see pictures of this. And I don't know if you want to share them with everybody and throw it on the Patreon or Discord. I need to see pictures of the wings specifically on Wedgie.
Okay, well,
Like,
if you
I love that.
are on Facebook and if you look at Wedgie Two Cheeks, there's lots of pictures. I've been doing Wedgie for 12 years.
Oh, wait, I never looked at that album. There's like an album on your. Oh my god.
Wow,
I got it. I'm doing it now.
Or if you Google Wedgie, WEDJITUCHEEKS. In quotations, because now they're showing me a lot of butts. Are you looking at this? I could do the thing where I Okay. I'm gonna share my screen. They put an ad in front of my fucking video. Oh my god. Do I see any money from that? I don't think so. So this is like before TikTok existed, literally before TikTok existed. Let me see if I can share this video. Transfer. Presenting, sharing screen. Okay. Are you guys ready for this?
I'm ready. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so this is Wedgie getting a cup of coffee.
Stop.
What is today?
Don't
tell me the Halloween.
Saturday, I think.
I know it's Saturday, but.
Good morning, I would like some coffee. Nah, what? No, it's not a special holiday. I want some coffee. Let's see here. Give me venti, non-fat, triple latte with 2 pump chai. What do you want?
Ooh, that's a good order though, too.
Wedgie.
I want
I got enough for this.
a medium cafe mocha.
A medium cafe mocha. Medium. Hey, I think that's a top venti grande. Grande.
I want a grande.
Yeah, you got this. A venti latte, but it's a triple. That is shot. Yeah. And then 2 pump shot.
So what's the occasion? Why you guys like?
Oh, yeah, well, I'm a goblin. I know, you guys are probably get sick of goblins in here. I gotta go to work. I do outreach, goblin outreach. Yeah, I'm going to the Faerie Festival. Then it's like nothing but fairies there. So we're trying to do goblin awareness at the Faerie Festival. Because, we're being oppressed. I'm telling you.
No more goblin oppression.
Yeah, no more goblin oppression. That's right. I know. Like, we want to be able to go to the festival with the fairies, and it's everywhere, really. You think with this Obama guy, and his green initiative.
How long ago this was?
Green, that's why I voted for him. It is not easy being green. That frog knew what he was talking about. That was a very smart frog. I feel so domestic. This is great. Then you got your mocha? He's on. He didn't want anything.
No, he didn't want anything.
He doesn't like coffee.
Who doesn't like
drink like a lot of coffee and sugar.
So where do goblins come from?
Oh, Goblin Town.
Goblin?
Yeah. Well, that's a little town. It's in Goblonia.
Goblonia?
Goblonia.
Where's that at?
Left of Pittsburgh. 90 degrees. But actually, if you take the GW Parkway, 495, 95, and then we're going to be in Baltimore today, representing the Goblins.
How many?
There's 3 of us today.
That's it?
I know, right?
How many all together?
We don't sit still long enough to be counted, really. And I think it's better to hide a true story about goblins. Let me tell you about goblins. We're kind of dicks. We're kind of jerks.
Why?
It's just our nature.
All or just
Most.
some?
We're special, which is why we were chosen for the outreach. We believe that all faith equality kind of thing. say equality. Doesn't matter what color your skin is. Am I right?
Green, yellow.
Yeah.
Awkward.
You guys just okay. That's cool.
Awkward.
Am I right? Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's hit.
He's not happy. You might need a straw for that.
Now you see the goblin plight. They don't make goblin-friendly cups anywhere. Thank you guys very much.
Dinner.
Yeah, and then they put ads on my
It's
video.
more than just a meal you
And you
make
don't get
every
any of
night.
that? Mm.
It's a
I don't think
chance
so.
to
I've never seen any money come from YouTube. Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah,
I
there's a
adore
lot of videos.
Wedgie. Oh
And
my
it's WEDJI. And so I still love Wedgie. The reason I don't really talk about this very often, but this is my laboratory, so I may as well. I have retired not because I don't want to do it. I still do. I love it passionately. But I have mobility issues that have gotten worse as I've gotten older. And after a day of doing Wedgie or any kind of character work at these festivals, I usually can't walk for like a week. And that's problematic considering how a lot of these festivals are 2 days. Yep, that's how you spell it. And I miss it. And having done it for so long and having pictures of me every year holding a kid, standing next to a kid, and seeing the kids grow up and know Wedgie their whole lives. And then this year they go to the festival and Wedgie's not there. And that's a little heartbreaking for me. But it is the reality of aging. And I know you're like, oh, you look like 30. And I'm like, I have the knees of a 90-year-old. And some parts of my knees are literally parts from somebody who's not living anymore. So
Sire Mab.
Zombie.
Zombie Mab.
I got cadaver parts in me. So I know, isn't that funny? People don't think it is as funny as I think it is. But that is the reality, and it's heartbreaking, and I am sad about that a lot. And I don't know how to make my knees not hurt. I wish I did, because I want to go do it some more. So yeah, okay. So see, you're talking about. We have come up with some ideas. The Goblin Embassy was originally built as. You're correct, some guy. The Goblin Embassy was originally built because Magnus is like, you're killing yourself doing this. You need to not run around these fairs because Wedgie is a strolling character. Mm-hmm. And so I spend all day walking up and down the festival, all day walking up and down. And you don't get very many breaks not because I can't take breaks, I can legally take breaks. And I just get into it, and Magnus always gives me guff about because I go to the bathroom and it takes me 4 hours to get to where the bathroom is. I pee, it takes me another 4 hours to get back. Slight exaggeration, but you stop everywhere. And fortunately weed is not my drug. It does not like me. I don't, I've tried CBD topical and it doesn't work as well as I need it to. I'm basically a bone on bone kind of situation. This is what I do this anytime. Oh yeah, baby. Like, oh yeah, this is my bone on bone. Yeah, it's like that. It hurts. So we originally built the Goblin Embassy with the theory of, Mab won't go running up and down the Faerie Festival anymore. Well, I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I'm a little extra.
No.
And I get into when I put the green, when I take the green, I can't turn it off.
Yeah.
And yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And there I am, like I build the embassy. So now, in addition to running up and down the square, I now have a goblin embassy in addition to running up and down the square. So now we have to go to these festivals with a trailer in town. I regret nothing. And now I have to pay staff. It isn't just like me showing up with a backpack of clothes. Yeah, scoliosis. Yeah, that's a tough one. Knee replacement. So I am a candidate for knee replacement. My surgery did not go well with the zombie parts that they put in. It was a very brutal recovery, and I am not optimistic. And I haven't found a doctor that I really like. I do have some PT that I've been doing that's been pretty good, and I have some other things that I've been doing that's pretty good. There's a PRP, plasma-rich platelets therapy. If you really want to talk medical stuff, I could totally do that. Or we could talk more about goblins. It's your choice. Whatever you want to talk about.
Hey, goblins have medical problems too.
To be fair. So here's what I'm doing. So I took the fan, and these are just like decals, right? So I cut these decals out on my pre-cut machine, and then I take the fan, and then I take it outside, and I hit it with a little bit of red spray paint, and then I pull the decal thing away, and you have a beautiful, rich red fan, and the wooden parts are covered up, and a green G right there, and it looks really cute.
Oh, that's
So
smart.
that is how I have done it. But that's a one-color solution, and the fan has to be green to begin with.
Okay.
These fans are cheap, so and like it's a stencil sort of situation, I guess.
Mhm.
I could make a stencil and put it on top of the thing and like rest it on top and then spray it and then have the inside of the stencil fill in. But because of the nature of fans, well, one, I did it double-sided. So both sides are going to get spray painted. I have a little thing, one of my old embassy frame boxes that I use. Actually, I strung a bunch of cords back and forth with little hooks, and I have them all hanging there, and it looks like a goblin fan factory. It's adorable. And yeah, so I spray paint them all. I don't know. A friend of mine, Posey the Faerie, she does like tea parties and stuff at Spoutwood. And so far that's the only fair that she's done. She's like Wedgie's Fairy sponsor. And I said I was going to try and make the Fairy Festival on Sunday or this weekend, just like one day. Maybe I'll go Saturday. Just like go as a person, not as Wedgie.
I say that a lot too. I'm like, am I gonna go as me or am I gonna go as like not me? Like I'm gonna be like in my human costume.
Right? And just kind of go in, not have like the 1,000 pounds of props that I fucking carry with me. The fart gun. Maybe I will take the fart gun.
I love the fart gun. You need to take it like anywhere. Like the next time I see you, wherever we are, I need that fart gun to be there. I'm obsessed.
It's from Despicable Me, and it was originally blue, but Wedgie's palette is green and red, not in a Christmassy way, but like this color, this shade of red, like a green. It just makes the things pop really well on her. That happened. Wedgie has a rich back history. I'm kind of catching up on some of these comments.
Oh, you know what? I haven't been clicking at all, have I? I'm sorry.
Perfect.
No, that's the fart gun. I'm like not paying attention.
So yeah, I see. If I go to the festival, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna bring all these decals. And okay, so Magnus does. He works in the theater industry. He's so he works at a seat shop sometimes, and he was telling the guys at the seat shop, this was years ago, about the Goblin and the Goblin logo. And then Magnus texts me, he's like, "Man, send me a vector version of this logo." And of course I have it because I'm a graphic nerd. And I send it to him, and they were like calibrating their CNC router. So the guy had the big sheet doing all the calibrations, and they gave us so many of these Goblin G's. And we started going through Maryland Faerie Festival. We started going through all the different Faerie festivals like Spoutwood and New York Faerie Festival, Maryland Faerie Festival, Faerie Con, all of them. We would go up to certain people and we would be like, "You need protection from, goblins." And we would show them one of these, hard MDF spray painted lacquered things, and I said, "If you just hang this in your booth, you get protection from goblins." And they were usually friends of ours, and there is still one on a booth at Maryland Renaissance Festival. So this year, when you guys go to Maryland Renaissance Festival, and it's a big one too, and it's like this big, and it's on one of the booths up high on the outside of a booth at the Maryland Renaissance Festival. Yes, you'll find a booth that has a Goblin logo. Goblonia.
It's like a Nat 21 scavenger hunt.
It is.
So we got the insider info.
Here's another fun fact: is Robert Turk. I don't know if you know Robert Turk, Soft Bottom. Do you know him?
He is familiar because they all are, but yes. Go ahead.
He is a game writer.
Okay.
And I met him at Maryland Faerie Festival. He was a vendor and he was selling Goblin dolls. And he started doing a Goblin character. And then we were already friends. And so we started collaborating. Wedgie and his character, Gandersnitch. Gandersnitch was so successful, he ended up writing a book, The Completely Inappropriate Tales of Gandersnitch the Goblin. Gandersnitch, he also started, I'm trying to find my Wedgie doll. So this is Azog. This is, hey, Murder Beast. This is Magnus. I'll have to hide the comments so I can kind of see. This is Azog. So
Oh my gosh.
Robert Turk, aka Gandersnitch, made this. And it's exactly, Azog's armors, everything. Like it's his he wears a grass skirt, matched the little logo that he has on his helmet, and like the little logos here on the ears. He made a Wedgie doll that's exactly Wedgie, and I think Wedgie doll is in my live stream studio. So hold on a second. Computer, turn on the stream lights. Yes. I live in the future. Oh. The Wedgie doll. This is backstage, by the way. This is where I stream all the shows. Computer, turn on the office lights. Here is my cockroach, Fluffy.
Amazing. It's fluffy. Like jelly.
Genuinely fluffy. Where is? Do you guys want to see backstage? Oh my God, this place is a wreck. This is another fun aspect of Mab Labs. Okay, so You guys wonder how I have all these props handy?
It is the Propland. It's Proplandia in Maplandia. That's awesome. Yeah, because you disappear and it's like Mary Poppins' carpet bag. Because I thought that was like just like a little closet behind you. Look at that.
No, well, this is literally my guest room, but where is Wedgie? Well, here's Battle Sloth for folks who love Battle Sloth, which is me. I love Battle Sloth. I miss Loon. I miss Loon. Here we go. Battle Sloth.
Oh my gosh. I think I want to invite Loon on Tuesday night stream as a character.
Oh.
I just think that'll go really well, but I don't know.
The one that you were telling me about coming up?
Yeah. Well, I figure I'll kind of, got it when we're off.
When you're not on the air? Is that what you're trying to say?
Oh no! I can talk about it right now. But I was just saying, like, that gives an opportunity for Battle Sloth to jump in the stream, and for Loon to, although I kind of want Goblin Dix to be there too.
Okay, we were talking about Velvet Elvises at the.
Oh my gosh! Yes.
That was in the stream with Cubby and Shoshi. Come on, Wedgie. So I also have a little Wedgie doll here. Bonk, bonk. Bonk, bonk, bonk.
Best home is the bag of holding. Yes.
It really is.
Kara Chapel wants you to marry her.
I would like to. That'd be great. Look at this.
Oh, it's Wedgie.
Yeah, so Robert Turk, a.k.a. Gandersnitch, a.k.a. the writer of Goblonia. Computer, turn off the stream lights. Okay, Murder. Oh, no, we're not going out. Sorry, buddy. He wrote the game Goblonia based on our interactions at these fairy festivals.
Huh. That's really cool.
Yeah. So Goblonia is a game that we test played here on Nat 21 Adventures. When we do the feature, we were doing a thing for a while where we featured independent game creators. So we had Ian Lemke, thank you. We had Ian Lemke, we had a bunch of other, and Robert Turk, and then another, I'm blanking, maybe Mike Neistel, I think. A few people who are game creators run their new game. Oh yeah, it was based on Spelljammer, and it was a one-shot. It was really fun. Anyways, oh my God, have I been going on for an hour and a half almost? Sorry.
Time flies when you're having fun. So there you go.
Oh my God.
Actually, while we're in this moment, before I let it go too far, yes, the couple of people that are on, just as this morning, we decided that on Tuesday, in lieu of a new season of any of our Nat 21 stuff, Tuesday night show is because I message said good to go. Tuesday night is going to be I don't have it titled yet, but some kind of dating game show with some of your favorite Nat 21 characters playing. It's very like a satire of like the 1970s game shows, and I don't know what characters are going to be there yet, but also I know for a fact that either Goblin Dix or Loon would be absolutely hysterically funny on this game show.
Very pansexual. Loon has no boundaries. She doesn't say. She's like, she's game. She'll do it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because one of you guys, not saying who else might be joining, but some of you guys are going to be the contestants. One of you guys is going to be the person they're trying to win a date with, and I don't know who's going to be who. Oh, that's actually an excellent idea. Unless there's someone, I mean, we can talk about this later if you want, but like, just to see out of a certain like number of characters, which characters people would like to see on the show.
I know.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for the follow, Nirvana. This isn't even our regular stuff. This is a role play date night. I love it.
Oh,
Jan.
that might be the title.
Jan is a tough one because Margaret is so busy, but that would be
so
hilarious.
When I put up the poll, guys, it is going to be the people who I know are going to be on that night. However, there's going to be options. And also, hi, Argentinian Novana Chan. Hello.
Holy crap, from Argentina. Wow.
Hi. That's awesome. Thank you for joining.
Do they speak fart in Argentina?
No, that's in Fartentina.
I'm the worst. Apologies.
I feel like, though, if you live in Argentina, you know what penguins fart sound like.
Good point. Okay, so this rock is no longer tacky. This one's pretty good. Oh, that one's still tacky. I want to paint them all at the same time so they match.
Yeah.
And I will say, okay, so for the folks that are showing up later, fart is a second language. I'm fluent in fart. I am making Zen stacking potatoes. And I didn't check to see if they could actually be stacked. But you know what? I think every rock can be put on top of another rock. And it's just a matter of finding the balance of them. Wow.
No, I'm excited about these.
I've made a huge mistake. Oh my God. These probably may not stack. I agree, Quad Kevin. Thank you. I spent way too long doing that first video and it came out crappy. Like I didn't know what I was doing. I'm not much of a I don't know. I make it up as I go along. And just now I'm trying to stack these. Those are my boobs. Here we go. Let's show you the. I have to be on a table. Actually, that's way better than it was. Okay, so these two can stack. Confirmed. Those don't look like they're stacking.
All right, so that's like half of them. You're like halfway there. Are there 4? Is that why?
Yeah, I wanted to do 4. Like originally it was only 3. You totes want to date Pax. Girl, get in line. I wish I had the parts that Pax was desirable, but ooh. Hold on a second.
Oh
I am into this. Okay. I need to focus on the task at hand, which is not stacking potatoes. But I will tell you something. This is remarkably Zen. And I know I was making fun and just kind of like making a joke, but it is insanely calming. And like Quad Kevin said, you could lose so much time, but it's like your head gets empty. You know, you just kind of nudge it around. Let me see if I can get this thing to. Can you see it?
Oh, kind of. Yeah.
It is remarkably peaceful. So, you guys talk amongst yourselves while I.
Can I tell a story that I was trying to tell? It's not too exciting, but I was trying to tell it on the What's Your Favorite Star Wars Character post today, and I feel like it's relevant to kind of what we were talking about earlier while you were stacking. So we were talking about favorite Star Wars characters. I know some of you guys answered that one as well. And someone said Ewoks, which is one of my personal favorites. Ewok Adventures is one of my favorite Star Wars movies. People don't even know what that is. But when I worked in one of the Disneys, since we were talking about Disney earlier, I was friends with the Ewoks, but not the regular Ewoks, because I'm actually too tall, which is shocking. If you in real,
That is a little shocking. How tall do you have to be
know.
to be an Ewok?
Very, very short, because I'm even too tall to be a Jawa. And Jawas are a lot taller than Ewoks. So
That was
if
going to be my
Jawas were like,
question. This would be a Jawa.
what was that?
Ugh.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh.
We were talking about what costumes we would wear when we go to Batu, and I was saying I'd be a Jawa.
Oh, for sure. You totally could be a Jawa. I'm just saying, like cast as during when they had Star Wars weekends, right? So the all of the Disney characters dressed up as Star Wars characters back then. Chip and Dale were dressed as Ewoks, and their meet and greet area had the Yub Nub song on a loop. And if you worked a double, that was like 14 hours straight in 30-minute increments with a lunch break that you had to listen to Yub Nub on repeat. And I know every word to that song. And one
you'd
day,
like to demonstrate that now?
No, because I haven't. This is just plain juice. Advocate to later, but I will say there's going to be a convention. There's going to be a Nat 21 event. There's going to be a D&D tour. That some of you guys are going to be there, and you're going to say, "Now is the time for Yub Nub," and I will go to the bar, take a shot, and we will do Yub Nub. It only comes out when I've been like I'm a little tipsy, but man, it's the whole like 3.5 minute long song.
I am broke as shit, but has the Louisiana tour sold out yet?
I do not believe so. But boy, is it popular. I have not heard word that it has sold out. That does not mean it hasn't. I haven't heard that it has. I hope it hasn't, because I just got two of my friends like ready to go. They were looking into today. Oh, it's sold out. Oh my gosh. Oh no.
Oh, last week of school. Boo. Yeah, that's when they start throwing all the kids out. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no. Okay, so I'm not gonna go to NOLA and Yub Nub in front of everyone because Kara won't be there. So Kara, I'm saving.
Sold out. Fudge.
Oh, it did sold out. Oh, thank you. Okay, thank you for sharing, because I didn't hear that specifically. But you're all right. Well, there you go. All right. Yeah. I'm saving on my Yub Nub for Kara. That's on the record now. It's out in the universe.
That's a song in and of itself. I'm saying, oh my God, not for Kara. My Yub Nub for Kara. Yub Nub.
Kara, I'm gonna show up dressed as an Ewok on your doorstep.
Can I give you my address?
Yo, I already have an open invitation to come Yub Nub at your house, and you're joking now, but one day that doorbell is gonna ring.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be there ready to go.
I want to be crystal fucking clear here. Okay, I want to remove any doubt. I am not joking. Come to my house dressed as an Ewok.
Oh, I know you're not joking.
You said, I know you're joking. You don't know that. I'm serious as black.
Okay, butts are very serious.
Serious black.
Serious as a fart.
Serious
I
black.
need to get an Ewok like headpiece and for ears, and because we gotta talk anyway. So like, let's make it happen. Done.
You know what I'm doing instead of I'm stacking these rocks instead of painting them.
Well, they're not all dry yet. You have to stack them.
This one's a little tacky. This is the tacky one. You can see I forked if you look carefully here. Yeah, you can see. I was actually going to sand it when it's drier because you can see it's got it needs another tacky right there where I looped it on. All right, Mab, put the rocks away. I have no idea how much the shipping is going to be on these.
Oh my gosh, that's right. All right, we have to pick somebody close to you. We have to rig the contest, which has never happened. I want you all to know, but we might have to do it this time.
You can still purchase on, okay, so with the flat rate box, it's not going to cost more than $14. But it won't fit into the small flat rate box because I already checked. Now, if I got one of these rocks I think it was this guy, it was like too big and lumpy. It was just a little bit too big. It was a little on the lumpy side. A little on the lumpy side. Let me move you, set you there. There, it's better. It is 8:30, and this has gone on way longer than I expected. And it's really just us backing off. I was really planning on painting some potatoes. Not a euphemism. And I don't want to make too many of these. And I've already made one batch of... Oh, there was another thing I was going to show you that I was going to make. So I was at the Harbor Freight with a friend of mine. And we see this cute little, it's a tool bag, right? It's a regular plain old mother flipping tool bag, right?
Who are you calling a tool bag? Sorry, go ahead.
You're a tool bag. And then he's like, I was like, oh, this would make a really like nice travel bag or whatever. And he's like, yeah, but what you need to do is put the word crime on this so that everybody knows this is my crime bag. And I'm like, I absolutely can do that. So, but wait, because your friend Mab is what we call extra, I'm not just going to put the word crime on there. No. I'm going to use rainbow, holographic rainbow. So it's my gay crime bag. The end.
That's beautiful. Oh my gosh. And you can wear one of your stickers that's like be gay to crime. And you have this crime bag.
I love it.
It's a whole thing. I love it.
Yep. So that's the next thing I've got to design. And there's a number of programs that I use. Sometimes I use Canva. And sometimes I use Procreate. And sometimes I use Illustrator, vectors. It depends on what I want to do. If I'm doing it very painterly, my artwork painterly, which is this jackalope bag. This was done using Adobe Fresco, which I had canceled my subscription to Adobe. And then because I'm broke, and I tried a million different programs and none of them were what I wanted. And then I went and got like a Udemy classes on how to use these free programs because it was like $10 or whatever. And then I was like, none of these are good. None of these do what I wanted to do, damn it. So then I went back to Amazon. I was like, I'll just buy it for a month because I have a lot of work that I'm trying to do and I'm spending way too much time being frustrated that I would make it up in a month. And then they were like, would you like the student edition? And I was like, yes, I would. And they're like, are you a student? I'm like, technically, yes. I am taking classes on Udemy. So they gave me the student.
Nice.
I can't believe they did it because I expected to have to provide a .gmu or a .edu address, and I was gonna like hit somebody up or whatever. But
that's called a hustle, and you did it. It's not really a hustle; you just did it.
I asked, and they said okay. So I did, and I love this. Like, let's look at this. I painted this little jackalope digitally. Like, if you look carefully, you can see I did like little fur bits. And then the orb things there, and like the little painterly, watercolory background, the lettering, the real dot, like that's hand painted with, on my tablet with, I use an Apple Pencil. Good to know, Miss Carrot Apple.
I'll be doing crimes now. You said crime. We're out here doing crime.
I'm the big guy do crimes. Hell yeah! I say hell yeah! So that's where I am with that, and I love, and I don't think that my Apple tablet can share screens on StreamYard. I don't think. I tried for a while there, but what I end up doing is like I'll have my phone like kind of pointed over my shoulder, and you can kind of see what I'm doing while I'm working. But there's usually a glare. But it's kind of fun to show off some of the painterly aspects. Boop, 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 boop. Yes, I say boop every time I push a button on my tablet.
It doesn't make nice little clicky noises. You have to do something.
Uh-oh.
Makes sense.
I left my pencil in the other room, I hope. You know what? Can we just bitch for a moment? Why the fuck are Apple Pencils so goddamn expensive when you can get exactly the same thing? Yeah, like, right? I got a little elasticy thing on the back, and I went just now to like get my pencil out, and like a moron, it's gone. Yeah, they're like what, $100 or something? Yeah, total ripoff. Boop, boop. Let's have a look, shall we? You guys want to talk about how to do art? See, it does not look good. I wish it would look better.
Okay, you can kind of see when you put it down, but
yeah, I don't want it to be like too. So this was the original drawing I did, and I didn't like it at all. Like, these are pieces, these little bullet pieces are things that I did a while ago. This is a drawing someone did of Sideshow Mab from a photo shoot I did years ago. And I kind of just assembled all the pieces. And I did draft one out of this. I didn't like it at all. It looks kind of like a dollar bill or, money or currency or whatever. The colors just weren't right. And it didn't have the feeling that I wanted. So then I started spending some time researching sideshow banners. And I kind of did all these little elements individually. So if you look, like, you can see all the little fur. He's got fur. So he was painted in Procreate, because for some reason, I don't know why. But I will tell you what I love about Fresco is that it has what they call live brushes that bleed and like interact with other pigments. Oh, you're gonna love this. So let me just load in one of these. You're gonna love this. This is super cool. And I'm using my finger, although normally I use a pencil. So apple does rip you off. All right, so here we go. This is just a regular, we're going to start with some watercolor brush. So there's a wash. And I'll go with this color. Oh, look how big and juicy that is. I didn't realize it was so big. Pick a color, any color.
Ooh, purple.
Red and purple. Look at that. I'm going to make the brush just a little bit smaller because it's pretty massive. Did not realize. So check this out, right? This is what they mean by live brushes. And they don't have this in Procreate that I was able to find.
Oh, so it acts as though it's actually the watercolor sort of interacting. I see. That is really neat.
Look at that. And then the red kind of, it's like if I had a paintbrush loaded with this purple color and I dipped it in the middle, do you see how it reacts? And it creates the halo. And then the halo pushes back just like a regular watercolor would. That's pretty amazing. Then they also have oil brushes, which I was an oil painter in college because they didn't let you paint with acrylics for whatever reason. So let's check out oil paint chunky. Right, and then I'll grab another color, more in the blue shades. Right, so do you see how it does like a wet blend? Let me grab a. That's not the best brush to demonstrate, but you can kind of see like where it builds up. I don't know if it's reading in the camera.
Now it wasn't at first, but now for sure, yeah.
Do you see how it builds up?
Mm-hmm.
And if I go in with white on top of this, well, this is not the best brush, but like, yeah, that's a better brush. See how it I'm painting with white right now, and then it does a really good job of blending, which is one of my favorite things about oil paint. Yeah, I fucking love it, which is why Adobe still has my money, those bastards. So, like, as a painter, I, worked with oils for so long. It's such a familiar medium for me. Oh, good. The news. NOLA is not sold out.
I didn't think so, but I would anticipate it might get sold out very soon. So, anybody wants to maybe get on that, now's a good time.
Oh, I'm interested.
I know, it's hard.
I have to figure out logistics of it. Okay. So this is what I use for a lot of my backgrounds, and then like nice great gradient washes. Or if I want to make a thing look hand painted, like this is one of my favorite icons. This is come on, it's a big file, so you have to figure out logistics. Yeah. Wow, this is taking forever. So look at all the little layers I got on this boy. But look at that. It looks like a hand-painted banner. I love it. So these guys here are going to be coasters. I'm printing it out on Sublimation ink. And the library has a nice little maker space where I can, they have a clamshell heat press where I have like this little handheld, it's just basically a glorified iron, but the library has like a, the big thing. So I can lay all these coaster bishes out, make a bunch of these. I did make stickers. I printed them out as stickers, and they look nice. But you can also see down here some of my other, like, this is where I'll do some of my sticker designs for Nat 21 Adventures, which, by the way, this remains one of my favorite stickers. Originally,
so good.
I could make this a zipper pouch. You know, I could do a sublimation like this on one of these guys and have it be a, see, it's the design aspect ratio should fit.
That would be awesome. It would look really, really good. Because the stickers are just so, like, I think it's like the orange with the yellow with the blue, and just like, I don't know, there's something about them. They were probably my favorite batch of stickers that I saw from that last batch we made for MarsCon.
Yeah.
It could definitely be a pouch too.
Yeah. So wait, didn't I send it to you? I sent someone one of my prototypes, and it was a heat transfer vinyl situation. And I realized because of this bit here that I didn't ever want to do it as a heat transfer. Yes, you got one of the 3D dice. Somebody else, I sent somebody else one of the prototypes of the dice bag. Maybe it was Gabe in Australia, because I think I sent him a little bonus dice bag too. Because they bought 20 metal dice, which was impressive. Yeah. No, they bought 10 metal dice at $20 each. So I have excuse me. So I have these dice bags, little pouches that I got that are, drawstring pouches, but like they're cotton, so I can't sublimate on them. Yes, you did. You did get it with the rainbow transfer. And that's because that's a heat transfer vinyl, and that's the same sort of thing that I'm going to use. So I've got more of a really good, this guy. This is a holographic rainbow. Same deal. Yes, awesome. That's right. You were telling me about that. And it's just this whole little, this Nat 21 Adventures part here. This is the bitch to weed, and this is a bitch to weed, and it comes up, and it's like,
yeah,
not worth it.
Right.
I'd rather print this whole beautiful, awesome texture and color, and then have it be a zipper pouch instead of a woohoo. Oh, she begged so hard. Oh, but I love, this is one of my favorite. Like, you had the soft autumn, you had the slogan contest on Patreon, didn't you?
Yeah. Yep. That was that last month or the month before? It was very recent.
Yeah, it was recent. So I think it was last month. And this, even my dice are extra, is what I would have voted for, what I would have submitted if I was able to, because it's my current favorite. But again, I had to explain what extra meant to people.
Yeah.
What does extra mean? Well, me. Like, a crafting show that ends up taking 2 hours when it really should have just been an hour.
It was necessary to take the journey. All right. I stand by it.
Stand by it. Oh, here's one more thing I got to show you guys. And you can tell me if you think this is as funny as I think it is. It's a very big file, so it's going to take a minute to load. But thank you for your patience while this file loads. It's still a work in progress. I'm not 100% happy with where it is now. Oh my God, why is it taking so long? It's thinking. It's thinking. I bet this iPad connected to like a faraway network. All right, hold on a second. You can watch it load. Everyone's favorite game. Watch it load. All right.
I could be Shakespeare Metatron if next time it happens and just talk over everything.
Is this funny? I'm still working on the background and the integrating of, well, you have a glare.
I actually can't read it from where I am. One mermaid. Oh, that's a science joke. I think that's clever.
Well, no, they can't. Because the original sirens of Greek mythology, Starbucks ripped off the two-tailed mermaid. They were considered sirens. So yeah. Yeah, they did. Thank you. You love extra. It's much better than a lot. Yeah, you know what? Because I was at a party once and I was with some friends of mine, and my friend said before this party, it was like supposed to be a dress-up party, not like a fancy dress party, but just like a, hey, put some nice clothes on kind of party, right? And two of my friends were like, hey, let's all get these matching red velour leopard print tracksuits.
Okay, that sounds amazing.
It was amazing. It was awesome. And we all agreed that they were awesome and that we needed them, and we all bought them. And we all wore them. Well, the three of us wore them to this party. And the joke was whenever, we didn't always like stand together, but whenever one of us would like see the other across the room, we'd go, dance battle! Dance battle! And then we would start dancing to whatever music, but doing like a street dancing battle party. And it was ridiculous. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. It was straight up ridiculous. And then a friend of mine, I say, came up to me and was like, you're being too much. I wasn't even like the host of the party. It was just some guy, not just some guy.
Not just some guy in the chat. Like actually just some guy.
I'm like, the huge difference. And I told my friend about it, and he like went and talked to the host of the party, and the host went and pulled. It was like, yeah, exactly. So, but like, I'll never forget, like, what is too much? Dude, you're not enough. And then my friend brought it up. He's like, that guy would never win in a dance battle. And I was like, perspective. Because I was like, I'm having fun at a party, and someone's like, you're too much. Not like, girl, you're too much. More like, you're ruining my good time because you're too much. Don't be that guy.
No such thing.
Always.
No such thing.
I try to enable people.
Sure.
When I
It's
think,
not hurting anybody.
And that's the same thing with Wedgie. I want to say more Wedgie stories. Even though it's like almost 9:00 here. One of the things that Wedgie does is I've got that megaphone, right? I will hand the megaphone, or I will hold the megaphone in front of a child, and I will say, you can say anything you want because you've got the megaphone now. Exactly. And I will say, I will go, anything you want. And then their parents will try to tell the kid what they say.
Oh.
And, yep. You know exactly what I'm talking about. The parents will go, say hey, say hi, say I love Wedgie, say any of these things. And it's always the same in a box kind of thing. And I try to physically put myself between the parent and the kid, but not in an aggressive way, but in a way where the kid has to focus on me more than the parent. And I go, this is your moment to shine. You are in charge. You get to call the shots. You get to say whatever you want. You get to make whatever fart noise you want. You get to pick
Yes.
your nose. And it's like, I am here to enable that. And it's not because I want the kid to misbehave. It's because I want the kid to run, be free, and be a kid. I want to spark that creativity. I'm not a no-sayer, which is definitely a problem in my life, but I'm a yes and person. And that is, never crap on someone's enthusiasm. You know?
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Always say yeah. Yeah. So that's one of the reasons why I really love being a kids performer. I am one of the few kids performers that loves being a kid performer. And I would say largely it's because I got to create this character. I'm not playing someone else's character. And because this character is, Wedgie was, the concept behind Wedgie was, she doesn't fit in a box. She's not a fairy, but she's not really a goblin either, because she likes to do fairy stuff. She wants, she's not really this and not really that. And, but if she was a fairy, she'd be the kind of fairy that loves bugs and mud. Or, if she was a goblin, she's the kind of goblin that likes glitter and pretty dragonfly wings. And, so it's about how things aren't exactly one thing or the other. Yeah, exactly. And kids very young kids who don't know what to make of Wedgie when they first meet her, and then their parents start going, ooh, scary, then the kid is like, oh, that's scary. So then I do the whole thing. I will flip the script on them immediately, like a light switch. And I am scared of them, right? That's a classic game. That's a classic way to do it. And Wedgie, I have a lot of Mardi Gras coins, and they're aluminum and they're metal and they're beautiful, and a lot of them are older than the kids that I'm giving them to. And I buy them in bulk, whatever. It's $100, or no, it's $20 for 100 pounds. And the pound, 20 pounds will last me all season, and some well into the next season. So that's $20 well spent. And I will like give the kid a coin as a bribe, and then before the kid will say something like, you eat blah blah blah, I'll go like, you don't eat goblins, do you? And like, and then they have to be on the defensive of saying, no, we're cool, or I'll walk with them in whatever direction that they want to take it. And that's one of the reasons why I love kids, because they're very imaginative. They're very creative. When you give them that reign to be creative, they create these amazing narratives. Like, you have to go to the magic castle, duh. And then we spent, the whole time going to the magic castle. It was great. And then they bring other kids in to their games. I love that. Yeah, I like it. And meanwhile, they're all like, oh, it's okay to be born a goblin and grow up to be a fairy. I'm so subversive. All right. So anyways, I'm glad you guys wasted 2 hours. Cannot believe it.
We had like excellent conversation. We got a tour of backstage. Learned some fun facts. This was fun.
I'm glad you got to join me tonight.
I'm so glad you invited me on today. For a special one time only, everyone gets to join an episode before it goes Patreon exclusive again. Yeah. Very exciting.
Yeah, I didn't know what I had on deck tonight, and I wanted to like let people who weren't Patreons kind of get some sneak peeks so that
Sure,
they'd be
and-
more inclined to maybe be Patreons in the future. I don't know.
I don't know. It's worth it.
What we do. So I want to say thank you all so much for joining me tonight and for sticking around with Nat 21 Adventures. You guys are awesome. I love you. I adore you. We do have, completely unbiasedly speaking, the best fans in the world.
Oh, for sure. No question.
So,
Sweet.
so I don't have outro credits. I didn't spend the night.
Oh, that's okay. Be sure to tune in. Tomorrow there is nothing on the channel, neither is Saturday or Sunday, but be sure to tune in Monday for more of the normal things, including Tuesday night's main game that we will both be on for sure. As who? Doing what? I don't know yet. I haven't written it on paper. However,
Somebody gonna get lousy.
Oh my gosh, it's gonna be crazy. I don't even want to know yet because I don't think I can handle it. The ones I know for sure, well, our contestants are going to be. It's going to be worth tuning in for sure. That's my promo for the evening.
All right, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hum the outro song, which I'm sure you know by heart. I'm just gonna play somebody else's outro. How about this?